Hi there, I'm Sheila Maria. I am a psychic medium for starseeds, and welcome to today's video, which is called Why on Earth Are You Here? And I'm doing this in response to one of the most common questions that I get asked, which is, what is my purpose on earth? So I'm going to do this with the wonderful Archangel Michael. And if you're listening to this, I believe strongly that there's no such thing as coincidences. We tend to speak directly to the people whose guides have brought them here. So, your life purpose was designed by you before your birth. And there was a particular vision that you had for the theme of your life. And that particular theme can be entrenched in every circumstance that you move through. And when it's difficult, that particular theme can threaten to dominate you or overwhelm you. But in the end, that particular theme for most of us will be what empowers us. So I'm going to share my life theme. And my life theme, very simply, is to always do my best. And even though I have really had a colourful upbringing and a colourful life, I can honestly put my hand on my heart and say that every day, in the end, I've always done my best. So when your life theme is hitting you in the face and it feels as though no matter what you do, you can't move forward, perhaps this is in more than one area of your life. Perhaps you've tried several ways of moving forward. Thank you, Michael. He says, the path for you is never blocked. So I'm thinking of times when I personally have had a vision in my mind about what my purpose was. And I remember spending an awful lot of money and an awful lot of effort, mentally, financially, emotionally, in trying to make something work that never quite took off. And when you read all the teachings, it does tell you that very often, if something isn't manifesting at some level, it's because you have a limiting belief. What Archangel Michael has showed me time and time again is that the right path for you is never blocked. But it's usually not the path you want it to be, but in the end, the path that you need it to be. And very often that can be, on the face of it, less successful, less materialistic, less adventurous, less glamorous. But when you look at it down the line, it was the way it needed to be. So your life path is never decided by you, it is created by you. And this is really important. When I get people wanting predictions, you can only predict something that is destined to happen in a certain way. But there would be no point in us coming to Earth if everything was destined. We would have stayed where we was. So there are particular outcomes, such as when we're born, how we're raised, who we become, and when we leave, that are pre-chosen. But usually the rest of it is created as you go, and you create your life path in collaboration with your soul and your soul council and your guides when you're out of your body several times a week. It's like an ongoing creation. It's an ongoing plan, a rolling plan. So this idea that we can predict what our path is going to be is only accurate at any one moment in time. And your timeline depends largely upon your emotional energy levels and your mental energy levels. And what I want to say when it comes to everybody's life purpose, it's always more about you and what you want to achieve for yourself than it is about rescuing, saving, or healing others. And what Michael is telling me right now is that when we are truly doing what we need to do for us, when we are working through our fears, when we are having the courage to tackle what we've ignored or denied until now, we are helping others the most. So for those of you that have really strong desires to create change in the world, whether that be through empowering others or healing or teaching or guiding or whatever it is for you, the most important way that your purpose can be defined is always in how you're growing within yourself. And that is why, even though I've been a psychic medium for 16 years now, I still have mentors every single year without fail. And so Michael is asking you to understand that very often the reason that angels and guides will let you believe something for a period of time, perhaps you've had outcomes predicted and those outcomes never happen. Very often it's to get you to a point where you empower yourself to create the decisions and to create the circumstances that you want, rather than waiting and hoping and crossing everything that something is going to happen that never does. So Michael wants you to just consider this for a moment. So many of you who are attracted to our work will know about the chakra system. So you know you've got 7 major chakras. You've actually got over 50 chakras in total. And what's really interesting is you think about the chakras as going all the way up from the crown, and then you've got the solar gateway, all the way to where we assume heaven is. But the 2 chakras that are affecting us the most at the moment, individually and collectively, within our relationships, within our businesses, within our friendships, within our families, are chakras number 22 and 33. And chakra number 22 is 150 feet under the surface of the earth. Chakra 33 is just before the center of the earth. Chakra 22 is your life path chakra, and chakra 33 is your soul group chakra. And one of the things that happens, and it's quite ironic, is that the more you uncover about yourself, the more you learn, the more you realize you've got yet to learn, and in many ways, the more you have to heal as well. And that is because everything comes up from the center. The darkness always moves towards the light, often causing chaos as it does. So what's contained in Chakra 33 is the energy from many, many earth lives that you and your soulmates have had together on earth. So this is you and your family. It can be you and people that you were in an army with, you and people that you were enemies, any group of people that was connected in any way are still connected when you incarnate this time. And so the energy from Chakra 33, as it comes up to Chakra 22, causes dynamics to shift within your emotions, within your thoughts, within your perspectives, within your desires, within your tolerances. And so this is why when we talk about ascension, very often it gets dirtier before it gets cleaner. And very often, the longer you are here, the more work you become aware that there is to do. And this is why these chakras are in the earth, because it's not about being spiritual and getting away from your human form. It is about accepting and loving and being aware of everything you have been and everything you've got the potential to become. And that is why bad things can seem to happen to the best golden-hearted people, not because they've attracted it, I don't believe that personally, but because it's a remnant of an experience that they had in another form, with other people, at another time, as another version of the beautiful soul that they are, that needs to be experienced so it has gone for good. Because the minute we die and we go home, we're healed. There's nothing to work through. But the earth is still suffering. The people that we leave behind are still suffering, whether that's grieving or having a difficult time. And very often that's why we agree to come back to earth, because it's only by the people that created the pain energy and the people that experienced the fear energy that can release it. So if I can give you an example, I have memories of seeing the crucifixion, and that trauma has caused this other versions of me of wanting to run away and hide. But the only way that I can clear that trauma, not just from myself, but from many of the people that I am connected to, was by me coming back. And you're helping the earth at the same time just by being here. Another experience that I chose to came back for was because many, many, many times I had been humiliated, dismissed, ignored, ridiculed, laughed at. And in order for me to clear that from my family line, from my oversoul, from my soul family, from the earth, from soulmates that I'll probably never see in this life, but are being humiliated or degraded or dismissed or ignored or overlooked in other parts of the world, was by me coming back and going through that in this life. So please don't ever believe that you are not fulfilling your purpose because you've had a difficult life, or that you're going through something difficult now. Very often, the most powerful, ancient, most ascended souls have the hardest lives. And that is because from a place of mercy, from a place of extreme compassion, they are willing to come back and go through a great deal to release that wound from the collective in many ways. And so I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for everything that you've endured and everything that you are enduring. And the greatest success that you could ever be is staying on earth for one more day. We love you, and goodbye for now.